Hi guys, Jeremy the Tall Trainer here, and we've designed this workout to be one of the best ab workouts you are ever going to get. Now, in order to do that, you have to be focused. All right, so if you just go through the motions of this, you will get way less than half the benefit of doing this. So if you focus, you turn on those core muscles so much more. And so that's going to be the key, is putting everything you have into each exercise, not just trying to pass the time. All right, so we're going to start off, we're going to get rolling there. We got 1 minute on each exercise. All right, this little box in the top corner here is going to be for other options for the exercises in this ab workout. So you got a couple other things you could do. So you can look here if you need something different to do here. All right, so 1 minute on each exercise. We've got 10 exercises to do, and it's going to be a lovely, fun time. All right, so this may not be your first time doing it, so let's get rolling into this. So we got the stability ball side crunch. All right, so I'm going to try to roll into these right away, and you just try to keep up. All right. All right, so ready, set, go. Stability ball side crunch. Bottom foot is forward, hand right in here, and coming up. All right, so my bottom foot is out in front, and the top foot is back behind there. This turns me a little bit towards the ceiling, so I can work the obliques there. If I got the other foot forward, I'm going to work my lower back more. All right, you want to be up on the hip on the ball, and so you're not resting on the ball in between. You're coming out and squeezing up, coming out and hanging from this muscle and squeezing up. That's where focus comes in. Now you're pulling in from the front too while you're at this. All right, pulling in from the front. If you want to go for the extra version, it is hands together overhead. All right, right in there is the extra version. Make sure when you go the extra distance though, that you still are focused and controlled, really pulling in and squeezing. Pull in, or actually use your abs the way you want them to be. If you want them to stick out, go ahead and stick them out while you exercise. But if you want them to pull in, you'd better pull them in while you exercise. All right, I'm going to switch it around here, get the other side. I'm going to face away from you a little bit there. And we're tipping out and coming back up. All right, coming out and back up. So my bottom foot is out in front. I got the other hand right in here to kind of give me a guide there. Look at that elbow. I'm kind of pointing up towards the ceiling and then coming back. When I'm up to the ceiling though, I'm not resting on the ball. Abs are tight right there. Pulling in from the front, trying to get more and more out of each movement. If it's too tough, if you do bend your legs more, that can make it easier for you. All right, so the higher up on the ball you are, the harder it is. If you go too far, over the top of the ball, you're going to fall. Big focus. Squeezing, pulling in. Not going lightning fast. We're not sitting all the way up as we do this. And we're not flopping all the way down. We're right in the mid-range, on that. All right, so now just a classic stability ball crunch. So roll out on there. Abs in tight, and we're coming up. Right in there. Again, focus is the key. Lower abdominals pulled in, glutes tight, feet are underneath the knees here as I'm doing these. Big focus. This one right here, I feel definite dimension change in my abs after doing this one more regularly. It's pulling right along the ribs here. That's where the abs hook in, so you're squeezing right in there. Imagine like you've got a bar here and a bar here, and you're bringing them closer together. Stretch them apart, bring them together. But when you come back here, don't rest. Don't rest. This should be the hardest working spot, is when you're back and you're squeezing. Keep your head back so you got that extra counterweight so you're not nodding the whole time. It's squeezing. Looking up at the ceiling, squeezing. Oof. Hands behind is a little bit tougher as you're doing that one. All right? So now I've got the hand walk. All right, so I'm going to get that out of the way a little bit. So I'm in here, I'm going to walk my hands out. In that plank position, the farther I go, the tougher it is. I'm going to walk them back. You can do it from knees as well. Walking out, walking back. Walking out. So we're trying to really get some hard challenges here. If we stay with easy work, that's the kind of abs we're going to have. Hard work equals hard abs. All right. Really tighten up. Make sure your back's not arching as you walk. only go as far as you can control. If you start to arch, you've gone too far. All right, now we got Y's, T's, and I's. And we're going to show somewhat of a break from the core. But it's part of the core. Y, T, shoulders with ears, and then I. As you're doing this, you're pulling your abs up off the floor as if you are resting on top of thumbtacks. Underneath, below your belly button, there's just a row of thumbtacks. Pull that in really hard. Squeeze your shoulders away and back. Make sure you're not tensing up in the neck too much. Squeeze the glutes, keep your feet on the floor as you're doing this. Butt's tight, lower abdominals tight, and again, your focus. How hard can you pull those lower abdominals in while you're doing this? How hard can you squeeze your shoulder blades while you're doing this? Don't just go through the motions. Don't just go through the motions. Squeeze and work each spot as you're doing this. Now we got V-ups. All right, if you have a weight, grab that, because a heavier weight is going to make a bigger change. All right, reaching back and coming up. Whoa. All right, so right in these V-ups, right in here is the hardest working part. When I reach back there, I got this urge to arch my back, and I got to squeeze and tighten. Prevent that. Oh, I feel the anchor point of those abs. Whew. All right. Oh, we designed this so it can be a good challenge for me too. All right. Hopefully at the end of doing this program, you'll be able to give me a run for my money. If you need it easier, bend your legs more and do it with less weight. The lower you kick your legs out, the harder it is because your back wants to arch more. Whew. All right, next up, groininator. All right, on the ball, abs in tight, and we're squeezing. All right, so big hard work there. Still some subtle work happening here, right? We gotta teach our core how to play well with the rest of our body. All right, so what we're doing here is knees off to the side, hips directly over the knees, shoulders back and down, my posture straight up and down. Straight up and down as I'm squeezing right in there. So squeeze as hard as you can, like you're trying to pop that ball, and then come back out. As you're squeezing, you're also squeezing your glutes and pulling your abs in. Again, the focus is what matters. You can make it tough. You can make it tough. Coming out, squeeze it back in, glutes, abs, squeeze, coming back out. All right, good. Now we're gonna go back, revisit the side crunch and the regular crunch on the ball, and that's how we finish off. All right, looking up. Oh, things are looking up from here. Squeeze in, keep it tight. If you want it tougher, you bring that ball in a little bit more. Now your ham hanging out on this side more. Keep it tight, keep it tight, keep it focused. Remember, if you want the harder version there, like you're diving sideways into a pool. Trying to wrap your hands around each other, just palms together. I could do this all day. Pull those abs in from the front. All right, other side. We're getting there. All right, so we're right in here. Bottom foot is out in front, slightly angled up towards the ceiling. Abs in tight. Good. Nice wide stance, gives you balance while you're doing this. All right, let's go for the harder if you can. Pulling in while you do it. Remember, we're not coming all the way up and we're not coming all the way down. We're playing in mid-range. Turns out that's the hardest spot. Almost there. Pulling in, pulling in. All right, just a regular crunch left to go. Hopefully you're burning and hurting all kinds of feels. All right. The burn is what we're going for. The burn is what we're going for. The more sets you do, the more reps you'll get into this final exercise. If you got to pause, rock down and pause for a second. And then come back. Don't start arching over the ball. I'm finding myself wanting to. Don't you do that. Imagine those ribs pulling this way, pulling those ribs that way. The more tired you are, the smaller you should move. All right, so a little movement. So I'm going a little bit smaller. Now, all right, that was it. That was all. So 10 minutes of abs right there. All right, so enjoy that sucker. Enjoy that sucker. Woo. You know that's going to make a difference. You can feel it. You can tell. If that's hurting in any place, hurting your back, hurting your neck, hurting your shoulders, stop doing it. All right? But if it's hurting and burning your abs, you've got the right spot. Usually what it means is you got to work that posture better if it's hurting one of those places. Maybe we need to sub out an exercise. So send us a message if you're feeling something that's not good and you can't seem to solve it yourself, and we'll try to help you out on that, all right? So hit it, get it, shred it. All right, as Jeremy saying, have fun, be safe.